All right. Here we are.
Here we are.
This is 2 weeks in a row for us, I believe.
I know it.
We went through a stretch where we did it like once a month. Vacations, people out, people sick, people just couldn't do it.
We may have to shorten this podcast because we'll have like basically nothing to talk about.
Yeah. 2 weeks in a row.
That's weird. You know what? I saw it. I know it's Elijah Craig, but I didn't even read the bottle. What was it?
It's very good.
Yeah,
I do know that.
It does taste good.
We'll get to
What's
it.
the proof on it?
We'll get to it.
1 million.
Ooh, I like 1 million.
Yes. Yeah, we'll get to the bourbon.
It doesn't taste very hot.
And it is. Got a high proof.
So
What is it?
So
Oh, well, there it is right there.
there it is right there.
You want to talk about it right now, or you want to jump to something
Well,
else?
we can whatever. I just want to know what the proof is.
120, what'd you say?
123.8.
Wow, that does not taste 123 at all.
Yeah.
I would say 105. But
I was going to say 108.
oh, damn it!
Yep.
It beat you. I
I'd
bet
say
$1.
One proof.
Well, it is it's the second going into the second week of June. Summer is underway.
Can't believe it.
Big rainy day today all over Texas.
Yeah, it's all misty.
Yeah.
It's actually a little humid out there right now.
Oh yeah, it's like a big nutsack.
Yeah.
So we're still in the spring storms, right? This is all
Correct.
normal for us.
This is normal.
Yeah.
And we need the water. We need the rain.
Yeah, it's raining a lot. Man, it's raining. Rained. I traveled today. Rained all the way there, and I saw some pockets of because I was like, I don't know if I want to drive out there and then do my job, and because I have to look outside for what I'm doing, but it was magical. It rained all the way there. I got there, and for the hour that I was there,
Beautiful
sun came
blue
out.
skies.
It was just blue skies, our sunshine coming down, and
Really?
got up there, and I was
So
singing.
you were skipping around.
Oh man.
Skipping.
Got back in the car, I was heading back, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah. Going back to hell.
Do you still have your rental car? Same one? Or did you get a new one?
I got another one. Yeah, that was a nice one. The Armada,
Yeah.
the Nissan Armada.
It's a big car.
It is a big car, and it drove very well. It had a tow package. I don't think I've driven a car with a tow package before. So the brake.
That truck has
Someone,
a tow package. It's got a tow brake thing on
that's
it.
adjustable.
Yeah.
You should rent an Armada and rent a boat and pull it around on your jobs.
Just try it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't take the boat anywhere. I mean, don't just leave it on the trailer.
All right.
But just pull it around. It's
Just
a
pull
rental.
it in
Well,
the car.
it was interesting. My point by bringing up the tow package is that the brake was a little sensitive because I guess they are. I don't know. Well, whatever. The car was great. My trip out there, I had a Ford Escape. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
it was.
Those are nice.
Probably a newer version than what you had.
Oh, absolutely, it was newer. It was actually pretty nice. Kind of re-sparked my interest in perhaps getting another Ford Escape. I mean, I doubt it. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
They're in the small SUV market, right?
You need to get a.
They're not a
You need to get a Subaru.
Oh, those are pricey.
Whatever I get, I'll tell you what, the dream car
They're
for
sharp,
me,
though.
I've got two
Yeah.
dream cars, and it's not really a car for say, it's more of a style. So I like that Subaru Cross Country, I think, is that what it's called, where it's a four-wheel
It
drive.
almost looks like a little
they're
station
all-
wagon.
Yeah, it's a little
I think they
wagoneer
are
kind of
all
thing.
four-wheel drives. That's what their claim to fame is.
They're all wheel drive.
All-wheel drives.
But
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm looking for is a top with a rack system where I can get one of those tents that they have these tent platforms that sit up there where you fold it over and a little pop-up tent happens on top of the car. And it's got a little.
know somebody who has it. I'll
Yeah.
get.
Do they like it?
You want me to get some info on it? Oh, he loves it.
Yeah, well, that's
he's
what,
he's a young guy, and he takes his girlfriend everywhere. I forget where he lives right now, but
And you're off the ground,
yeah.
so you're not
yeah.
dealing with snakes and tarantulas.
Well, I mean, you could basically,
Scorpions.
I could pull up
Scorpions.
anywhere and just kind of,
like in front of my house, just
yeah.
camp.
Well, if
like
I
in the
wanted to do
Walmart
that.
parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I kid. I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah.
Good.
I
Then
could
all you have
probably
to do is
that.
get out of your car, go get some beer, come back, get back in your car.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Like getting in line for something new. Like there's always a line for like the next Star Wars movie. You could be there. Just
That's right.
pull your
Yeah.
truck right in front.
On the grass.
If I went to go see my son in the College Station, by the way, I went to a wedding this past weekend. I had seen some. I'm gonna change the subject real quick because we're talking about going somewhere. I could have probably just pulled up my My car with a little tent in there,
Subaru.
parked out in the parking lot at the hotel. But
It's kind of warm.
I ended up cashing.
It is like a mini RV. It really is.
Yeah, I ended up cashing in to go to this event. I ended up cashing in points for my rental and cashing in points for my hotel. And I tell you, it was a great feeling to spend like
$0.
well, technically it was like $4 a day for the hotel because of taxes. And
Nice.
I don't know about the I think whatever, it was about the same for the car. I haven't really checked it, but
And then you went to a wedding that had an open bar.
I
You
did.
had a little bit of Jack?
I had a lot of Jack. God bless. So it was good. Hey, look, I haven't seen my friends in quite some time. Now, we have met Will. Will, he and I have known each other for quite some time. And in fact, we have gone to the Blue Bonnet Beer Festival here
We have
in,
yet to go back
Texas.
to that.
We've gone. I
We
went 2
keep
years in a
missing it.
row. You went 2 years in a row, right?
I just went once. I think you
didn't
went the year
go.
before I did.
I didn't go, but I think the three of you guys went. I didn't meet Will.
We meet
No,
every year.
it was
and
Dudes
do it.
Without You.
Huh?
We meet every year and do it.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
you do.
We get a luxury box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware.
We're VIPs. They're aware of us.
Yeah, I follow you guys around. You never see me,
We have platinum plaques.
but I'm like about 30 feet behind going, damn it.
we walk around with the pretzel necklace and we sample all the beers.
Yes. That's when
Yeah.
that's when we were heavy
And
into the craft
you drink
beer
out of the
scene.
same glass. I thought that was weird.
No, we shared a
we
straw.
Don't do that. It's
Yeah,
just one big stein
Yeah, but
with
you
multiple straws.
on both sides, you guys were sipping it at the same time,
and they're really short
No,
straws.
and
so
the
No, what we
straws
had-
met in
it-
the middle, and I
it
was
touches
like,
the nose.
It was
That's
a
when
very
I stopped
large
following
It was a
you
very
guys.
large
Yeah.
carafe, and it looked like a hookah where Jeff and I had our long leathery straw. We would like suck out of it, you know.
yeah, that
It's
was the
fantastic.
last time I
Yeah.
was getting upset. That I
So
wasn't
I
invited.
went down to Conroe, Texas, and I just saw a bunch of friends I hadn't seen in probably 30 fucking years, besides Will, and it was kind of cool.
That's super
And-
cool.
Yeah, it was.
Did you dance?
I did not dance. I did not dance. So we basically went to the ceremony, and it was in a church that was, I guess, came about in the 1870s ish. You know, I don't think it was necessarily the first church, but it was a well decorated church. They had a lot of old shit in there.
Did you
And
bring
it
a
was-
smuggler's delight into the church?
I did not.
And it was Catholic, and you had to sit through a Catholic mass.
Yeah, it was
full
long, it was
mass.
long-winded, and
They're an hour.
it was
so.
it was a little funny because everyone knew that we were all, you know, because the first thing I do when I sat down there, I was like, God, these church pews remind me of when I was a kid. My brother and I used to sit there and see who could fart the loudest. You know how when you get on those church pews, and
You did not.
no, I didn't fart in the ceremony, but when
no,
I was
I'm
a
saying,
kid.
really, you were those kids that the parents were just like, you know, why?
Oh
look
my
at-
God.
Everyone's just
yeah,
staring at him
yeah,
going,
yeah. Look at those kids.
Oh no,
Look at those kids.
It
4 kids behaving.
was
Look at those 8 kids behaving,
hilarious.
and look
The-
at these 2 idiots.
The entire congregation, most of them laughed. And, I mean, can you imagine the adult dads out there? They're in their 20s,
What
30s.
did your dad laugh?
Oh no, he pinched he pinched the side of me, and it stunted the whole fucking laughing program. I was laughing, but I had a tear, and I wasn't sure if it was from the pain or just because it was so fucking funny. It was so loud.
My dad was not a disciplinarian, but if you misbehaved in church, you did get the belt. That was the one place where you don't misbehave. And so I'm amazed you didn't get.
Well, the church was pretty nice. I mean, it was very old
Yeah, that's
school
cool.
church.
I love
It was-
cathedrals. Yeah, like old
It was
churches.
well
and-
maintained, but it wasn't big. It
Right.
wasn't a big church. I mean, it had 2 rows on the side.
But it
I
had like
mean,
cool archways and.
It did. I think I'll probably forward you guys
Some nice
some
stained
photos
glass
of it.
windows.
yeah,
Yeah, the
so cool.
stains. It looked like old Masonic kind of stuff in there. You know, with the.
Did you explore?
I did. I
some
went around.
catacombs?
Remember, I showed. No, I didn't see the catacombs. I
They-
wanted to climb up on the stage area because they had one of
The
those.
stage, sir. Can you get off the altar, please?
Yeah, I was like, well, they had,
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I on
They
the
had
altar?
one of
I
these.
see if there's a trap door.
They had one of these big altars that had
He
like.
picks up the stanchion. Bang, bang.
I seen it on a movie. I know what I'm doing.
There's crypts down there. I know it.
Yeah. So freaking find the cemetery for or whatever. So I sent you guys a picture of that little twisted horn thing. And I was kind of like, "What's this from?" And you're like, "It's a Yemenite." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I Google it. So I was sitting in the church, and of course my phone's not working. It has like no bars, And so
I didn't understand that at all. Why did you send a picture of a horn?
Well, I was asking what it was.
Well, I said it was a marmoset.
I know,
penis.
a marmoset penis.
Okay, but where did it come from?
It was on the wall in the
church.
And what the history is, and mind you, this church is old, so they said they used to use it for musical instruments.
Okay.
The horn.
Oh, all right.
And it was a horn of an antelope,
like a bugle.
Well, it was.
I think it was
in the antelope family.
It looked like an impala antler to me, sort of.
I had no clue. Yeah, I don't even think I weighed in. Did I weigh in on that conversation?
No, you stayed out of it.
Yeah, probably better that way.
All right, so it's a shofar, shofar. The word shofar is Hebrew, and in our modern Bible, it's mostly called a trumpet.
There you go. Like a bugle. Ooh, it looks like a pipe. Ooh.
Yeah, it was very circular, spiral kind of thing. So
that's what I thought it was an impala because it had the rings on it, the ribs.
See, some of those definitely look more like a pipe than a horn.
Well, even look down here. It looks like there's some church person
blowing it,
tooting the horn,
tooting the horn.
Well, I thought it was interesting as hell.
That is interesting.
I really enjoy seeing old shit like this.
I know.
And I tell you, when I have to do my travels, I really like today. I was in Atlanta today, Atlanta, Texas, which is just within 2 miles of where I was. What was that? Bloomberg, I think it was called. Atlanta, Texas. It's like a mile from Arkansas and 2 miles from Louisiana. It's right there. It's right as far as you can get, and it just there's hardly anyone there. In fact, it says population 241. I was like, really? Atlanta was like maybe 2,400. Mm-hmm. And they don't have. I was like trying to find somewhere to eat, and in fact, the superintendent, wherever I went, the guy said, "Yeah, you like chicken?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, they just built a new Chick-fil-A." And I was like, yeah, not my bag.
No, nothing local.
Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, did you hear about the new CEO of
stop
Chick-fil-A? What do you mean, stop?
I am not going to boycott Chick-fil-A. I don't care.
Well,
I don't care
First
anymore.
of all, I don't go to Chick-fil-A.
I know,
but just the fact.
Hold on, why don't you go to Chick-fil-A?
I don't. I think it's too salty, and I try my best not to go to fast foods. Period.
Well, that's a good. That's period. That's a good.
And when I do, it's like it's very rare.
It's like Burger King Double Whopper.
Oh, dude, I'm fat. So it's just like I try to make conscious efforts to avoid certain things, and every day the list grows.
I do the Chick-fil-A.
It's just high in salt.
Is it? So I haven't figured out whether a fried chicken sandwich is worse than a burger. I mean, the calories. If you look at the calories, it being a fried chicken sandwich makes it bad because a burger isn't.
Well, you have to look at the whole thing.
Dropped in a bucket of oil.
Well, I think if you look at it, if you get
burgers aren't real meat.
If you get your mayonnaise on it, right? Chick-fil-A doesn't have mayonnaise on it, but
right.
Yeah, but they get the Chick-fil-A sauce, which is like a mixture.
Well, I don't put that on there.
No, the regular Chick-fil-A sandwich is chicken and pickle.
Yeah,
that's
it.
True. Don't they have a little lettuce? They got to put a little piece of lettuce.
That's the supreme or whatever they call it.
And breading. Breading, no.
Yeah, bread, pickle, and
Look, I like Chick-fil-A. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. Like when someone brings it home, I'll eat it for sure. But I'm not going to go out of my way. I just bought Sonic, for example, this past week. My daughter Madeline, they wanted, hey, we're going to go to Sonic. You want something? And normally I'm like, no. And I was like, you know what?
Give me a foot-long coney.
Get me a burger. I don't want fries. I don't want anything. I want a burger. I want a burger because
quadruple burger.
I got a regular burger. I don't know if it was a double or not, but I'll tell you what, it did not taste good to me.
Yeah,
I don't
think Sonic travels. Yeah, personally, I don't think it travels.
I like the burgers you make.
It doesn't make it from Sonic to the house.
I like the burgers over at your house this past weekend.
Yeah, they were okay.
I like the burgers we make at the house. I don't like the fast food burgers anymore. In fact, I'm scared to go back to Whataburger because Whataburger is like the staple in burgers.
And if it doesn't taste good, you're going to be ruined. I'm already upset because they don't have the stupid, sautéed vegetables. It changes the burger for me.
No, find something new.
I'm devastated.
No, I still go. I get the grilled jalapenos on it.
Dude, just carry your own little sauté pan, a little cooking butane lighter thing in the car, and
No. I'll just ask
whip
them.
you up a batch of
I'll
little
just have a baggie and I'll say,
sauteed
can I
veggies.
come back here and saute some vegetables here, guys? And
I
they'll
can't
be
believe
like,
you're not going back because you can't get sauteed.
I didn't say I wasn't going
peppers.
back. I'm just upset because my favorite burger of all time has been tainted now.
Good
not
grief.
tainted. It's been
Hey, by the way, guys,
damaged.
it's Dudes Like Us, June 13th, 2023. I'm Sean.
I am Paul.
And I am Jeff.
Now, continue with this whole problem you have with the sauteed veggies. I don't get it.
It just tastes great. I love it. That was my favorite thing to put on that burger.
Yeah.
And you know how they say, make it your way. And I did. And they took it away from me.
That is not, what is that, the Burger King?
Sons
That's
of
Subway,
bitches.
isn't it?
Well, no.
No.
Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, shut up, lady, you upset us. No, hold on, that wasn't it.
Make it your way. Isn't that
Make it
Burger
your
King?
way.
Wendy's?
No, I mean, they definitely have it like, Whataburger, your way, or, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
Have
there it
my
is,
way.
Mr. There it is.
Burger King.
Have
See?
it your way.
Okay,
It is
well,
Burger
okay,
King.
well,
It's the
what is-
Whopper.
Look at that hat.
Bring up the Whataburger slogan, because it's something like
Well,
that.
hold on. I want to hear
It's
the.
like have
I
it
want to
Paul's
hear
way.
the Burger King thing. Are we going to hear the song?
No, you're not hearing the song.
Well, I don't think they have a song for Whataburger.
Well, they don't have a song.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense to me.
Let's see. All right, here.
All right, so you got the old and new. So I guess they're going to do a little comparison.
Yeah.
Well, so back then they.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
That was nice.
Well, what hearing
It was
I
all
did
like-
have is now gone.
I think my
And the freak-
asshole just fell out.
And the frequency was just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 1970s transistor radio sound.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Should we edit that out or leave it in?
I don't want somebody to wreck if they're listening in the car.
Yeah, wake them up. If I drive these long distances, sometimes I need a little eye
God
opener.
almighty,
you know?
my ears actually hurt.
All right. Well, see if you can hit play without making our ears bleed.
May I help you, sir?
2 Whoppers.
Wow,
2
that's an
Whopper
old
Juniors,
one.
And 4 Coca-Cola. And would I have to wait long if you made 1 Whopper with no pickle and no lettuce?
No, sir. Hold the pickle, hold the lettuce. Special orders don't upset us. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way. Oh, well, in
Do you realize
that
she's a
case, can I
grandma
have the
somewhere?
Whopper with extra ketchup? Sure. We can serve your grilled beef Whopper fresh with everything.
I don't think they have those hats anymore.
Any way you think is proper, have it your way.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now that's the way to do things. Our way.
Have it your
I gotta be honest. I don't like Burger King. I think that
I don't mind Burger King.
the smoke.
I think I've been there twice in my whole life.
Whopper, Junior, double, triple, Whopper, flame grill taste with perfect toppers. I rule this day. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup is okay.
So it's the same rhythm.
Wow.
As cheesy as it was, I like the original better.
That looks like the lead singer to the Fugees.
No, he's in jail.
Yeah. No, I don't like the Burger King. I don't like that smoke taste. I don't know if it's natural, if they
Flame-
sprayed the
it's
shit out
Flame-
there, but
flame broiled.
yeah, the
flame
flame
broiled.
broiled. No, that's
You don't think it really is? I see a bunch of.
I don't know.
I see a bunch of smoke coming out of the top
I
of
don't
Burger
know.
King.
It's over that little rack that goes over the flames.
I don't know, but I do. I will tell you that I don't like it, and I think that whatever that flame is coming, or the smoke coming out of the top of Burger King, it reminds me of the starter logs that you put on outside when you want to get a fire going.
Yeah,
Right.
it
I
just
think-
smells like a burger. I mean, Burger King burger. Does it smell like when we grill out burger? It has its own
There
distinct
you go.
smell.
See, what a burger, just like you like it.
You weren't even close.
I
Yeah.
was.
No,
It's the same concept.
no.
No.
But now they say, "Oh, but Paul, you can't have it the way you like it because
No.
we don't offer that anymore."
Well, that's because we build it bigger,
It's
a
'cause
better
of,
burger.
It's because of COVID.
Bastards. It was.
Yeah.
It was during COVID. Anyway, you didn't finish your story. So you saw he was like, "Do you like chicken? They have a Chick-fil-A," and you're like, "Oh hell no, I hate Chick-fil-A."
No, I didn't
Their
say that.
executive is a pride-loving blah blah blah.
No, it wasn't had anything. I don't think it had anything to do with pride. I think it had to do with the black reparations. He was on some sort of interview and he was talking about
He
how
cleaned feet.
Yeah, he was like he went and did something to some dude's feet, and the guy looked at him. The black guy was looking at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, that's right.
It was
we
embarrassing.
watched the video of that. It was washing his feet.
Yes.
I think people just get really confused about the whole point of the washing of the feet thing.
Yeah, but you know
it
what?
isn't. The idea of washing somebody's feet is not to say sorry for what you did to them, and I'm going to hold you up on a pedestal. It is just to serve others. Back in those days, it was like a way of serving others. But the way they're doing it now is awkward and weird, and I hate it.
It's because it's different. If you want to serve others,
I think the motivation
give them a candy bar. You know, I mean, come on. It's not the same. Nobody does that anymore.
I know.
It's like, hey, you want a free buggy whip for your vehicle? No, buggy whips are irrelevant. You don't need a buggy whip because you don't have a horse.
Right.
It's not relevant for the time. So it was just weird.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A, I'm not against them. I just don't eat them because I think they're high in salt.
So where'd you go?
I ended up going to this Mexican restaurant.
Fried chicken.
I went to a mom and pop restaurant in downtown Atlanta, Texas, and it was one of two restaurants. They had an Italian one and they had a Mexican one. And I walked into the Mexican place, and there was like two people in there, and I was like, "Do you have a bar?" And he says, "No." I said, "Do you serve beer?" He says, "No." I was like, "You paused." And he's like, "Well, we have some that we give away, but some." And I was like, "Well, I don't want any beer, so you're safe." I just want to sit up at the bar. So I sat down. I had a little. I had a chicken entree. I think it was chicken beluga or something weird like that. It had like
with extra salt.
Beluga is a whale.
It sounded like that. I forget it. Chaluga. I don't know, but whatever.
Did you eat a basket of salty chips?
I had a couple chips, but you know what? I gotta tell
salt.
you, I'm weary on eating foods now. I'm afraid of foods. I'm
Why?
afraid of foods. I'm afraid of the fats, the oils that these chips are cooked in. That I don't think that they're healthy. I think that people get confused, or people don't really look into what are they cooking my food in, and they just don't think about it. And I think that restaurant owners, they buy the 5-gallon drums of whatever the cheapest shit is. And you know what?
A place like that, maybe. I mean,
Well,
but like
I think all Mexican restaurants do.
Like McDonald's uses peanut oil.
Whatever.
And so does Chick-fil-A.
I'm just saying that I am, the older I get, the more conscientious I am of things that I'm starting to put in my body.
You're supposed to. You're not supposed to eat
Because
the same shit you do.
I am,
Right.
my body, man, my body's different now.
Like
I mean,
quality bourbon.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the quality bourbon is good. I enjoy the bourbons. That's I was almost like I was so hungover that the day
Oh, yeah,
when I
you were
came back from the wedding.
I'm gonna vomit.
Oh my God! I was at your house because I come back on. I drive out to. Well, we live in Frisco, Texas, and I went down to Conroe, Texas. That light just turned on. Was that a remote or a timer?
It's a Wi-Fi light bulb.
Oh, so I went to Conroe, Texas. It's about 3.5 hours, and I drove down there. And on the way back, I visited my son, which kind of sparked up the thing we're talking about, having a little tent on top, which I will probably never do. But I swung by there. So I went there, hungover after the wedding. Sunday morning, I get up, hungover, and I go to the breakfast they have at the hotel, which is lame. But
Yes.
I had a little bit of it, but I couldn't really eat. I had like 2 gallons of coffee. Showered. Drove to go see Preston. We went to Outback Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered the biggest steak they had, and it turns out that, and Preston orders this other steak. It wasn't as big, but the meat on it was bigger than mine, and it was leaner. So I was like, damn.
Did you get a bone-in ribeye
Foiled.
or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't want to. Well, those are good steaks,
Yeah, it was good,
But they're very
but they
marbled.
count the bone as part of the weight, so you have to factor that in.
yeah, it was a little disappointing because it didn't taste as good as I wanted it to. Because normally you get it, and it's got a lot of salt in it, and it tastes real good. This one was just, it tasted good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not slamming Outback, but it was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I ate there, and then I still hung over. Wasn't feeling good. Had like 2 big old bottles of club soda, and then I drive back, and Tara's like, "Oh, we're going over to Paul's house. We're gonna go." And I was like, "Oh my God, I just want to lay down. I am not feeling good."
You say that every time I have a.
I'm not. I guess maybe I'm.
You
typically
come in
hungover.
and you're like, man, when Tara said we're coming over, I said, I just want to lay down. You say that every time you come over to my house.
Paul, honestly, I'm always honest. You have a different set of batteries on you. You can push through stuff and just
can.
do it.
I really can.
Oh, I got up this morning and I went motorcycle driving, and I came back and fixed my fence, and then I rebuilt my motor, and then I climbed on top of my house and adjusted my solar panels, and then I came downstairs and we were. I was like, God damn!
And I went to lunch.
I got out of bed, took a shit, and I didn't feel like going anywhere.
Yeah. I do. I have a motor.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Good
crazy.
for you. I'm glad.
I
for
have
you,
this. I have this thing about wanting to feel productive. I can't. And it's not good actually, because you need to just have downtime and lay down on the couch and veg.
Well, you do that too.
I do that. I do that. But on days where I could literally just be lazy all day, I don't. Ever.
I don't consider it being lazy. I consider it resting.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's probably good to do that.
Well, Sunday I needed to rest.
Right, where you didn't. You came over to
well,
my
you
house.
just hung out. You didn't do anything but
Yeah,
eat.
you didn't do anything. You didn't.
Yeah,
gotta
I
hang
chilled out. I mean, look, I'm glad I came over, but I mean, I was tired. I was miserable. I really was. I was kind of I felt I was in a fog. I was like, "Arr." And then Tara was kind of like, you know,
She saw you and she's like, "We need to leave."
Yeah.
My husband
Did
is
she?
like, yes. Yes.
So I looked it.
Yeah, you look terrible.
Oh wow! All right.
Oh, I didn't notice.
No.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, Tara noticed, and she's like, "Yeah, he's not doing well. We need to go."
Yeah. But your wife talked her out of leaving.
Yeah.
She did.
Oh,
I
I
know.
was happy. I wanted Tara to stay. I want her to have fun. I mean, I had my
Yeah,
own
the
car.
women were all in the pool.
I had my own Armada. I was driving.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yes.
I love those small towns, but the sad thing about the small towns is they are drying up. I know they've been drying up for a long, long time,
Yeah.
but people who
It's
are
getting
born
bad.
there never stay.
No, especially out in East Texas, it's a bad. There's some space. There's some places up in Ohio that are really bad with heroin.
Yeah,
And
meth.
East Texas, I believe, is bad with the meth scene.
Dude, if you,
So are they so bored that they just they just do drugs?
I just don't think they have anything down there.
There's nothing to do.
I mean, what is the motivation? What would be the reason why you get on meth?
I think it's like just
Sheer
it's
boredom?
a product of your environment. I think it's there's
Because
availability
everybody
down
else
there.
is doing it, type of thing.
Perhaps.
I think.
I mean, there's not a lot going on. People don't have a lot of money, you know, which is odd because I'm thinking drugs are probably cost a lot of money.
Well, I was going to say, is meth cheap? I
You
don't
can
know.
make your own, don't you?
Well, I don't know, but
If
they
you have an
Isn't that what they made in Breaking Bad?
Yeah, they had an RV out in the desert.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think they make meth out there, but you know, well, they may. I don't know, but the thing is that once you become addicted to it, you need it. So they may have been like, well, Johnny does it. Let me try it. Oh yeah, now I'm hooked, and now I need to go and do things to make money to get it. And
And that's heroin, too. Heroin is highly addictive.
Yeah, heroin's bad. That's
Yeah.
up in there's a bad swath up in southern Ohio, southeastern Ohio. That's really bad with
So apparently, yeah.
heroin trafficking.
So East Texas is bad. East Oklahoma is bad. Meth. I don't know. It's
like
sad.
It's
It's
like
super
these
sad.
rural areas
Yes.
get sacked with these problems.
Yeah, and I know I said that a couple times, but I mean I think it's maybe there just isn't much else to do.
I think that may be part of it.
I think honestly it does. I mean, I don't know.
I grew up in a small town. It wasn't a farming town. I grew up in a small town. There wasn't a whole lot to do, so you'd hang out. You just drive
Drive
around.
and have a beer and a tailgate, right, or something like that.
We just drove, and then we'd end up at a restaurant somewhere to eat. Right.
Right.
We weren't old enough to drink or anything like that, so you just don't do anything. You just drive around in the car.
there's a lot of closed down, and dilapidated little strip malls.
I know.
And gas stations
Little
and
drug dens.
Man, I just wish I had more money. I could invest even when I went to College Station, where our boys are staying. Right by their apartment, they have several buildings that are just nasty and dilapidated. They're
Right.
renovating one because it's a staple in the city, I guess, from
That
what Preston
bar?
says. Yeah, the one that kind of looks like the bottle
That
caps.
old-
It's a
Old wood.
Dixie Chick.
yeah. It's
Dixie Chicken.
It kind of looks like it, yeah.
It is the original. In that area, it was the original chicken place, Dixie Chicks, whatever it's called, in the Bottle
chicken-
Cap Alley.
Chicken
in,
oil company.
because
You
it's got
talking
all
about
the
Northgate.
Pardon?
Northgate.
No.
No. Okay, you're talking about the chicken oil company type of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it looks like old reclaimed wood on the outside, and I mean, it looks kind of cool. And I was just thinking, man, if I had money, I could
Right.
rehab some of these places, and I'd make money on it. I would absolutely make money. In fact, I'm just thinking, even like when Austin goes to school there in the next year or two, I'm thinking instead of renting a place, I think I'm just going to buy a house down there, and rent out the other rooms and buy it as an investment property, perhaps. I don't know. I just don't. I don't see. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. In fact, I'm leaning on that pretty hard. The
Cool.
more and more I think about it.
Oh, there's a lot of people that do that.
But it's just the cities. They're just, I don't know, where are all these kids going? Where are they? And plus the population are we in a decline with the population? People are moving somewhere.
Well, the stat I heard was there's 3 illegal immigrants for 1 birth here in the United States.
So I know that I remember Elon Musk bringing up that one of the biggest things that we have headed our way if we don't solve the problem is a negative growth population.
Correct. Because people these days aren't having kids.
That's right. The younger generations are thinking, well, there's multiple reasons, but one of the ridiculous ones are they don't want to stress the world any more than we already have as a human race, and the climate change, and it's just a horrible world to bring a kid into.
That's the white mentality,
and
white liberal mentality.
It's selfish, in my opinion. But anyway.
If you don't want to have kids, that's fine. But for that reason, I think it's kind of silly.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be a silly reason. I mean, if you're
like, I want a career, I want to get to the top, I don't want to be burdened by kids because I want to travel, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's like me right now. I don't want another dog because I don't want to be
tied down
to dealing with a dog when I travel. I just want to be able to, hey, let's go.
Right.
And go. I don't have to find a border or anything like that.
Well, see, we thought about that, and we're like, well, we're just going to dump our dogs off at your house, and then we're going to, go have fun, tons and tons of fun.
There you go.
So, doesn't that work too?
If you need to, we can do that.
I'm just kidding.
Although you have to solve your dog's poop problem first.
I think we have. The puppy's learning. Imagine that.
Is she shitting on a tree?
No.
No.
So dudes like us experience having dogs that go, when you first get a dog, experiencing the poop factor and the pee factor. So what's the turnout? Did they poop
Well,
today?
I mean, what's interesting is that we got this dog. I mean, it was somebody that was at the school, at the crosswalk, and my wife was talking to her, and she's like, this is a lady that, like, gets dogs ready for adoption.
Right.
But when they're, like, too young for adoption. And so she trains them and, all sorts of stuff and kind of makes them ready. Like, they're all ready. I mean, hell, this one apparently was, like, ringing some sort of doorbell to let them know that she needed to go out. And I was like, oh, score. This is going to be really easy. Yeah, not so much.
Not quite that.
And I have a doggy door. And she was like, oh, then it's going to be even easier. She's going to go right out the doggy door. She was shitting in the front room. She was shitting in the living room. She was peeing all over the place. I was like, okay, something has gone horribly wrong with what this dog apparently already learned.
Right.
But, you just... so we got your crate, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't need your crate anymore, and that has been a godsend because we put her in there at night, take her out, and immediately take her outside. I mean, back to standard puppy training stuff, right? And then you give them treats when they poop and pee and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I think we've got it under control. There's probably going to be a couple more accidents, but at this point, she's with the program. So
that's good.
Anyway, she's cute. She's a cute little puppy.
She had very large ears for her head.
Very large puppy. Yes, 6 months old, and it's going to be
She's just a mutt, isn't she?
It's a black-mouthed cur.
Well,
Yeah.
never heard of that.
Yeah, I hadn't either. And she looks just like the other one.
Is that a real thing?
So yeah. Well, no, that was on the paperwork. It's not a black-mouthed cur. So
like Kerr?
No, C-U-R.
C-U-R-R.
It's also known as a southern cur.
Yeah.
Or southern black-mouthed cur.
Yeah. So if you
or a yellow black-mouthed cur.
And
it's a medium to large size breed.
They kind of look
of
like
the cur type.
Oh, it's only one R. C-U-R.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what was on the paperwork. So I think she's going to be a big dog.
They're kind, they're loyal, they're fearless, active, protective, and trainable.
Do they get up to 400 pounds?
450 is what I read.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
These dogs have a lifespan between 12 and 15 years.
That's good. Yeah. You
Nice
want your
and
dogs to
healthy.
live about 12 at least. Anyway, the dog's getting along. I have the other six-year-old. I think black-mouthed
You need
cur.
to brush them once a week to remove the dirt from their coat.
Yeah, we wash them once a year.
And like the healthcare, common health problems, so like all medium to large dogs, the black-mouthed cur is at a risk of arthritis and hip dysplasia.
Yeah, that's what got Lady.
Yeah. Well, and Sasha's got the missing back leg, right? So I'm imagining she's going to have all sorts of
Yeah,
hip problems after getting hit by the car. And
well, I think just the one leg is going to cause a problem for a couple of years.
She's going to be a mess, I know.
I just get her the little training wheels in the back.
Yeah, a little wagon.
Oh, dude, she'd love it.
Yeah, and go ahead and remove the good leg and put it
No.
in.
She just, when you want to go for a walk or something, just put her on the wheels. And
Well, how does she get to the doggy door on that? She's like getting stuck. The wheels are stuck.
And I'll be like, Shelly, damn it, can you let the
She's
dog
just
out?
like banging, trying to get out.
Maybe you can have an automatic door in the back. I don't know, man.
She gets around pretty good.
She does.
And they wrestle and tumble and jump on each other. And
Yeah, I saw it. They were frolicking. They were just
I know.
all over each other.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of funny. Anyway, dogs are great.
Yeah, very similar to your new dog. A little different. I think this one down here looks the most like her. But
Yeah, there's quite a bit of differences in all these pictures right
Yeah.
here. So
anyway, she's a cute dog.
So CUR, which is interesting. So where's the
What's
core
the
word?
entomology of that?
Interesting.
well, I put her on 23andMe, and she comes mainly from Cro-Magnon.
Blackmouth Cur, a 101 breed profile canine of mine. Whatever. All right, let's just move on.
You should look at the top 10 dog breeds
For what?
for like
residential?
families. Yeah, for like families,
God, lately Shelly's been watching the stupid dog shows on TV.
like the Westminster dog.
Yes, where they parade them around, and I'm like,
Then they grab their nuts
and
and
I
go.
honestly couldn't care less. But she's just like, "Oh my God, Paul, look at this one! Oh my God, Paul, look at this one!" One after another, and they, there was
Was that a double
poodles.
negative?
You know how there's, they poodles or
I
Oh,
could
yeah.
care less. Is it couldn't? I could not care less. I could
I-
care less.
I
You know what?
couldn't not care
I
less.
could care more. I could care less, or
I
I
could
couldn't
not.
care less.
I could not care less than I do, which means it's at the bottom of the scale for caring. For caring,
Correct.
I think it's correct. But you know what people do say incorrectly? I know we're going to change the subject here. Is irregardless.
I say that word every now and then.
That is not a word.
It is if you say it.
Well, irregardlessly, it's
Well, it's. I guess it would be a word if you say it, but it doesn't make it inappropriate. Like something like
or correct.
you just say regardless. You don't say irregardless.
How do you know this?
I goggled it.
You goggled it?
Yeah.
Googled it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but I do catch myself saying that word every
Really?
now and then.
I don't. Yeah, I don't say that. But
Well, it says irregardless is a word sometimes used in place of regardless or irrespective, which has caused controversy since the early 20th century. Through the word appeared in print early as 1795.
See? It is a word. It's just not used very often.
it's incorrectly.
But
It
is
didn't
it
say it
grammatically
correctly.
correct?
No, it isn't.
It's not considered to be a real word in most dictionaries, and it should be avoided in
In
formal,
most dictionaries.
in
Except
formal
the
or
one you
academic
use.
writing. It should not be used. However, if you want to use it on some sort of CNN show,
There you go.
Sure.
less.
I do catch it, but you've told me that before, and I tried not to say it.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
said still slips out.
Before we jump
Doesn't
into the whole number of 10, 15 dogs, we're talking about the decline of population. And you mentioned something about Elon Musk. Now, we do know that China's went down from like, I don't remember what it was. It was like 1.4 billion, maybe it was more, down to, let me see, it was 1.4 billion to 71. They went below a billion, China.
No.
Well,
not yet.
China's forecast to
they're
lose
projected.
almost half of its population by 2100.
By the end of the century.
Yeah.
yeah,
plunging
and it
for-
all started with the whole one-child thing.
Correct.
And so what they were doing,
And basically, if you have a girl, you don't want girls. So
you killed it.
Killed it, yes.
Yeah,
so
they
got a
would.
bunch of boys.
They had infanticide
So
because
there's a bunch of men out there with no women to procreate
they
with.
are whole villages in China with
You know what's crazy?
no women.
I shouldn't have laughed, but I did. But there was an Asian film, Kung Fu show on, and you've got Clan A fighting Clan B.
Right.
All right. Well, part of the fight, they go in there, they're like slicing and dicing and kicking, and all this cool choreography and stuff. Well, there was this little
Bruce Lee style.
Bruce Lee style. And it was like crouching tiger, hidden dragon kind of thing. And they come up with this little cocoon wrapped baby, and the I don't know, somehow the baby's thrown, and the guy that was the invader catches it and examines it really quick to see if it was a female or a male. Because there's only two genders. So female or male. And he recognizes that it was a female. He takes the baby.
And slices it up.
And throws it in a well.
Because
the well was
in the movie?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's a prop. But
Well,
I'm
I
just
know,
saying,
but...
Yeah, in the movie. So he was kind of like, he was like, he tossed it and threw it in the well. And it was just an odd thing.
Wow.
We bring that up, and
God,
I was just
that
like...
is so, vulgar.
That's what they did for years.
That's what it was, man. It was what do they call that when you extinguish
genocide?
Yeah, it's a genocide.
Infanticide?
Infanticide.
Yeah.
Lord, man.
Yeah, I know. The way you said it makes it sound weird or something.
Why?
Yeah.
Is it infanticide?
No, it's not infanticide. Yeah. It's infanticide.
It sounds like you're applying some sort of spray.
Some kind of ointment?
Well, this sounds kind
like
of
a salve.
I knew that was coming. It's like it's a fantasy, erotic word or something. It's weird.
Say fantasy.
Yeah, it's an anal lubricant.
Yeah, China. They say is going to be in trouble in the next. Well, if they say end of the century, next 75 years, right?
Well, I think that they did it on purpose. I think that they're
in trouble, man. They recognize it.
I think they recognize. I think here's the thing. I think they did it on purpose. We've got open borders down there. We've got lots of Chinamen coming across the border. Lots and lots and lots.
I know, and that concerns me. I was like, you have to assume that if anybody coming over from China, it's not easy to defect from China. So if these numbers are increasing, and they're increasing by 233% over last month, 400% over last month.
Yeah,
they're still tiny numbers compared to other countries.
They're Chinese nationalists.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm like, wait a second, are they coming over because they're agents and they're basically building sleeping cells, and that are going to be called to strike?
It's easy to do right now.
Well, why wouldn't the Middle East be doing that too?
Well,
maybe they are.
That's just the whole thing. And
unbelievable.
I think that,
have we forgotten? Have we learned nothing about 9/11?
We're dumping into the politics part, but the whole thing is China is giving tons and tons of money to our politicians.
I know.
Tons and tons. I mentioned earlier before we started the podcast that the dude from the Fugees just got sentenced for 20 years in jail for accepting $20 million from China so that he could provide campaign contributions to Barack Obama.
And this was a pop band.
That's a pop band.
American pop band.
The Fugees.
It had Lauryn Hill singing in it. She was the singer, right? And they sang that Roberta Flack song. Remade that Roberta Flack song.
So what?
Killing me softly with
So I'm just trying to understand. How stupid can you be?
Oh, that guy right there in the middle?
There's a picture. I don't know if that was him, but there's a picture of the guy who got arrested or it was going to jail. But he was in a picture with Michelle Obama and Whoopi Goldberg.
All right, so he was drinking the Kool-Aid, and he was so into it that he just didn't even think about it being illegal.
Yeah, I can almost see it happening. They're kind of like, hey, I'm going to give you this money. Just go. Hey, you know what? You want to make a contribution to Barack Obama? Hey, I'll give you some money.
These are the New Jersey channels.
And he thinks he's doing a good thing. He's like, dude, Barack, you're not going to believe it.
Did he pass it on?
I just got China to give me $20 million.
20 years in jail, so evidently he passed it on. But the whole thing is that why aren't we hearing about this anywhere else?
I haven't heard a word about this.
I think it was on Breitbart report, and that's all you're going to hear. You're not going to hear it on any of the other news. How do you say that? Breitbart?
Breitbart. Yeah. He's dead. He died young, too.
He had a heart attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Crazy. But Killing Me Softly, 20 years in jail. Suck it. Then you got, what else is the new thing? God bless it, was on the tip of my tongue, and it just fell off.
The Biden conspiracies.
Those are things they're happening.
Bribery.
Yeah, they're just coming out everywhere. Everybody got Trump
I think
whatever, man.
I don't know. I think it's going to gain some steam. But I say that, but then the DOJ is not going to do anything.
Right.
Hell, they're threatening to take the director of DOJ. Not impeach him, but contempt.
Contempt of Senate or court or whatever.
Yeah, because they've got Oh no, that was the FBI. It's crazy. The DOJ, the FBI, who else is involved in this shit? You were talking about last podcast. The guy from CIA was over in Singapore, and what is happening?
Yeah,
with all of our agencies and and people who are supposed to be impartial and protecting the country.
Yeah, there's no accountability, and you know what? There's no leader. There's no clear leader. There's no authority. And every time I think someone's going to be the authority, like I'll give you an example, like William Barr. I was thinking that he was
former Attorney General.
Yeah, so I was thinking, well, he's going to be the authority on stuff, and he's not. He's slanted. It's just like one he starts talking positive about Trump, and then next he's not, and it's just like, dude, you're totally drinking the Kool-Aid. If you don't think for 1 second that election, I mean, there's no proof, there's no evidence to it. But you can't sit there and say for fact that there was no shenanigans going on.
Right.
And his words were, to think that there was anything going on is absolutely preposterous. And for him to say that is kind of like saying there's no aliens in the
right.
universe. How could you make a statement like that? You don't know.
Oh, there's always, in every election, like whether it doesn't matter who won it.
That's been going back just like when Kennedy won. The whole Chicago thing.
If it's Democrat won it or Republican won it, or there's always been fraud in elections.
Back in the 60s.
Yeah, the question is
Joe Kennedy was having dead people vote.
Right. The question is how blatant is the fraud, and did the fraud affect the outcome of the election? That's really what you have to ask, because there's no question that there is fraud.
Correct.
There are people using, like you said, dead people's ballots.
Right.
Ballot harvesting.
Well, I mean,
that's legal, isn't it?
It is legal. That's part of the problem. It's legal. But anyway.
Well, you know what? Trump said, I'm going to go ahead and get ahead of this, and I'm going to start ballot harvesting.
Hey, if it's legal, you got to beat.
Use all your tools.
Beat them at their own game. I mean, I think that's a smart move. I mean, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of looks, like here we are complaining about the Democrats doing it, and now the Republicans are going to do it. But, you'd be stupid not to if it's legal. So, anyway.
You mentioned something that kind of bugged me a little bit, Jeff. And I heard today from my job, from somebody, not my company, but from somebody I met while doing my job, about the supply chains. You were talking about like Adderall. So it extends even further than Adderall. Certain medicines we're starting to become deficient in. Mm-hmm. And even the supply chain for, like, I was looking in for my job, and they were like, well, to get the materials to do the stuff is going to take 8 to 12 months to get it. That's how far out they are to do this. And I was like, God bless. And he was just like, yeah, it's never been so worse ever. We had specific people out there that specialize in their job. Like, yeah, this is crazy. It's never been this bad.
Now, is it all unwinding? Like, they're having to unwind what happened?
China's still hurting over there.
COVID?
China's still hurting with COVID over there.
Because I know there's still port issues. Like, aren't there still, like, you know what I mean? There's like multiple.
Well, there's multiple sections of the whole supply chain, right?
Right.
And I did see that somebody is threatening to strike again.
Oh, God.
It's either the ports or the truckers again. I can't remember. That's like in the last couple of days that I saw the headline.
That's wonderful. Just shit all over the American.
Yeah, well,
the American consumer.
What we need to be prepared for, because so much is made over in China, that if this whole conflict with China proceeds and progresses,
like a military conflict.
No, if it just keeps getting worse,
all they have to do is shut us off
and worse. Well, it hurts them too. So it's like mutually assured destruction almost, because they stop getting their money, so their economy dies essentially, and we are left with, I can't get medicine,
right?
Because the bulk of our medicine's made over there.
Didn't we learn our lesson during COVID on that deal? I mean, I know Trump was like, we're bringing that stuff back.
Well,
but I guess we're talking about, it was baby formula was the big thing. We're making baby formula, and they were just like, well, we need to start making our own baby formula then. We started making the baby formula, and guess what happened?
So
fire broke out.
God.
Planes falling out of the fucking sky and hitting chicken coops, and you got bird flu, and you got the mad cow disease, and you've got all these outside
weird
elements
things that happen.
That just like, what the fuck,
Didn't
man?
there was a run on eggs or something? I mean, what happened with eggs?
Well, that's because they had to kill millions and millions and millions of chickens
because of some bird
flu. Yeah, so they had to torch them. But chickens grow extremely fast. That's why it recovers quickly, right? Costs money, obviously. Hey, I need to go.
Yeah, but then also there was this conspiracy where like people were making these videos and they're like, I changed my feed and you know, and suddenly now you
had
know what I mean?
Purina. Purina was supplying bird feed for a lot of the farmers. And
then they stopped laying eggs.
Like when I say a lot, I mean like 80% of the farmers out there were buying a specific brand. I may be misspeaking, but it was something everyone knew, like Purina.
Yeah.
And they stopped producing eggs, and they were like, we couldn't figure out what the hell's going on. We switched to like a regular corn, and within a week they started producing eggs again.
And these are people that have been raising the same type of chickens. Like, small scale, right? Not like gigantic chicken farms, but for 20 plus years.
Well,
they've never seen this before.
Well,
like,
in my opinion, I think to help solve this illegal immigration thing, pull that manufacturing out of China, go down to South America, Central America, Honduras, Guatemala, Ecuador,
build their economy up,
so they don't want to leave to come here.
There you go.
That would solve that.
But
problem.
Because they want opportunity. That's why they're coming here.
Correct, but. Like, you can't go to Venezuela because they're freaking communists down there, dictator, so they're out.
Yeah, but we can buy our Dominion voting machines from Venezuela.
Didn't they? They just. I think they said that wasn't true.
That's not true. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know either. Maybe there was a massive settlement between Fox News and Dominion News.
$1 billion. That's why Tucker's not there.
Right.
And who else got let go? Some big executive got let go.
His producer too.
His producer and a big executive got
for Fox,
you're right.
For Fox,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Tucker Carlson, they just he had his Twitter show.
His third one, I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen either.
Third one came out tonight.
But Fox came out and said a cease and assist.
Yes.
Hey man, you're not allowed to do shit until 2024, until after the elections.
That's crazy.
It is, isn't it? It's just like what?
If it's in his contract.
Yeah.
It's in his contract.
He's not allowed to talk at all.
If it's in his contract,
he's not allowed to be on a streaming service of any kind, apparently.
But I think that's where it is. It's a non-compete, but is a streaming service qualified as that? I think that's kind of how he's trying to get around it.
That's the legal.
I think that's the loophole he's trying to get around.
I like it. I like the fact that he's.
It's not a streaming service. It's a post. I mean, is Facebook considering a streaming service?
You're streaming videos.
Well, I mean,
good question.
Are you? Oh, Facebook Live, but if you post a video, that's not streaming, or is it?
Sure. Well, yeah.
I guess news.
That whole technology is you're streaming the video, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's not up to me to decide.
But the question is it a paid, a for-profit streaming service?
Is he getting paid for that? I don't think he is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do people get paid off of Twitter?
Well,
you do off YouTube.
Well, dude, he had 90 million views, and then yes, I think with that many views, they get paid.
Do they? Like YouTube?
He's talking about fucking aliens.
You know what? I actually don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so yes, if you have a lot of views, it's just like YouTube. It's just like God bless it, TikTok and Instagram. In fact, one of my kids does live stuff, and she said, "Dad, I made $100 last night."
That's crazy.
$100. It was over 100 actually, but whatever. $100. And Mr. Producer, do you have any feedback regarding that? So I don't know what it all entails, but she said I had enough people watching me where I got paid. So I don't know if it was direct money from the people watching or if it was part of the advertising that she received. I don't know. I didn't ask too much about it because I'm trying to stay out of it.
Right.
It is kind of
nothing
funny.
illicit, is it?
No, it's not like a. Well, I mean, it's a fair question, I mean,
I don't know.
No, it's literally she's just sitting there talking about stuff that she'll set up her phone and she'll cook, and she'll go out on the patio and she'll just talk about things and and she's got she got her hand, she had some surgery on it. She was talking about that and she was just tell stories. Excuse me, man. There was.
Jeez.
Sorry, a little gassy there.
Very aggressive.
It was.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's change gears.
He shit his pants right before the podcast.
I did not shit my pants.
Yeah, it was coming out of every orifice.
It was a little toot.
It was oily.
It was not oily. Yours are oily. Yours. No, you know what? So Elijah Craig single barrel is what the choice is for today. It's a private barrel stack and private barrel, and it was the Total Wine Distiller Selection Collection. That was did someone from Total Wine text us and say, "Hey man, we have this." So Kevin, hey, shout out to Kevin, gave us a heads up. Said, "Hey guys." I'm paraphrasing that, of course. No.
It sounds just like that.
Yeah, I don't think he sounds like that.
No. He was like, "Hey guys,
He sounds
I
way
have some
cooler.
stuff up here. I'm not holding anything inside of you. You know the rules, so you better hurry." Jeff's like, "I'm on my way. I'm already there."
I think that's the parking lot.
I think that's what he does. At random hours, you'll just circle the parking lot, waiting for a text, and then like, "I'm here. I'm already here."
I'm parked right now. I'm in the. No, whatever.
You're working out of your car in the parking lot of Total Wine.
There, pop it over to the Elijah Craig barrel, Mr. Producer. So this one, Paul, look, cue us in on this.
Well, let's see here. Okay,
It's in 11 years.
It is 11. Yep.
All right. Delighted to have partnered with, what was that?
Wow.
Cigar Heritage to bring you 2 fantastic barrels of Elijah Craig barrel proof bourbon. All right. So these,
what does that mean?
Heaven Hills.
2 fantastic barrels. So what do they mix them? Is this a mix?
I don't think it's a blend. No, it's not a blend. It's just 2 barrels that were dedicated to this.
Okay. So it's a single barrel.
I think it's Cigar Heritage is the just like Total Wine, right?
Right.
Whatever
All right.
this website is.
Right. So this is Heaven Hills barrel proof small batch. It's offered 3 times per year. It's
uncut.
Single barrel. Let's see here. Scroll down for me. Yeah, it's okay. Well, that says 121 proof. That means okay. Well, every barrel is going to be a little different, right?
Yeah, ours is 123.6.
Yeah, ours is 123
or 0.5. I can't read that.
And these are very unique. So I mean, we may not find exactly.
Well, this barrel is going to be different than that barrel.
Right. Exactly. These are very unique barrels.
These are private barrels.
So as strong. So what is the cap on this? Is 125 the cap to make it a bourbon, not a bourbon?
That's what I remember reading.
So it's below the cap, but I tell you, for being 123.5 or 6, whatever it says on there,
Right.
it does not taste 123.
No.
It's very smooth. It doesn't have that alcohol punch that you usually get when you open up the bottle. You're like, holy shit, I'm going to peel some paint from this.
It's interesting. It has a burn, but it's a slow burn start to finish.
Yeah.
And it doesn't overwhelm.
But is that the alcohol or the rise or what, do you think?
I don't know, but it doesn't overwhelm the flavor at all.
Yeah.
No, it smells good too.
I don't think it has. Okay. I don't think it has. For my opinion, it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. I'm not left with a mouthful of flavor.
Oh, I am.
But let me try it. Hold on.
I mean, it's got, like I said, it's got a consistent burn all the way through, but it's very slight, and a ton of flavor pops. Okay, well, wow, we lost him. So from this point on, it's just going to be Jeff and I.
He's going to trump right now.
Yeah, he's having some sort of throat embolism.
All right, so
did you inhale the alcohol?
I don't know.
Whatever you see I did there, don't do that at home, ladies and gentlemen. I was trying to aerate it.
Oh, you were introducing your own carbon dioxide into it?
I was doing my Anthony Hopkins version of fava beans.
Fava beans? Your fava bean?
I didn't go very well.
Oh, yeah, you're a different shade of something over there.
My tonsils just blackened.
Wow. All right.
Anywho, so I did get a good taste on that one.
I like it.
I think it's great.
I don't taste any stone fruit. I don't taste any tartness in there. I don't taste any sweet. I do taste a lot of leather. It's not bad. It is good. I'm not saying that at all. It just doesn't have a lot of the high fruit flavors that we've been drinking. Plus, it doesn't. I don't taste any sweetness. It is different.
It is a little different.
It's more on the leather side.
I think there's maybe some cinnamon on it.
I'm sorry, what? Dude, you need to practice that little lisp.
Yeah.
You tried. It was like your tongue was a little close to your teeth.
It's probably good that he's not
in all fairness, you still look gay.
He's not a good natural lisper.
But I do get a little bit of cinnamon.
We're such retards.
You tried so hard.
I did.
You even looked like...
I did. I tried to do it. I failed, which is a good thing.
You need to practice doing that in the mirror.
Video.
Yes.
Oh, man, that made me cry.
Yeah, he doesn't do the gay thing quite as well as you do.
Is there a little cinnamon? Is that what you're saying, Jeff?
Yeah, you got the neck moving and everything. No, I like this. We have some of the other Heart of the Fine Elijah Craigs out there, and we've liked all of them.
Yeah, it does have cinnamon.
So far.
No, it's good.
Yep. But this one's 11 years. It's got an extra year on there from their typical.
11
what
years?
11 years, I believe it is, right?
Oh, shit, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's an 11-year. What it says right there?
Damn, very nice.
11.
11 años, chico.
I mean, that's no slouch. That's some good stuff right there. I would give it an 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
probably
going pretty high on this.
8.5. I really like it.
I do too. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'll give it about an 8. I'll give it an 8.
All right.
There you go.
I'll give it 8.1.
That's big for you. That's good.
I'll give it an 8.1. Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
Much better than what we had last week.
I wanted to share a feel-good story. Not feel-good might be a stretch because there is some unhappiness in the story. But did you hear about the family that crashed in the Amazon with the 4 kids?
With the mom that died?
Yes. So
Well,
it
the
was,
kids survived.
Did the kids eat the
Yeah.
mom?
Oh my God! You're ruining the story already.
Did
No,
they,
so a
did they cut
Cessna-
them open and climb inside to stay warm?
Just like Star Wars.
Like
yes.
Star Wars on the Tauntaun?
So it was a Cessna, a small plane with 3 adults and 4 kids. And the 4 kids are 13, 11, like 5 or 6, and 11 months old.
Right.
Okay? 11 months old. And it crashes, and one of the adults is the mother, and a co-pilot, a pilot, and some other guy. They didn't really say who the other person was. Anyway, it's in the jungle, right? And this plane took off from like a small indigenous village and was going somewhere. And they get to the plane, and the kids are gone. And they look at the evidence, and they're like, there's footprints. And they're like, they think the kids are alive and on the move. 40 days. It takes them 40 days to find these 4 kids. And because they were like children of an indigenous tribe, but usually when we talk about indigenous tribe, it's like the guys throwing spears at the helicopters.
We got big like lip plates.
Exactly. And they're like, you're not allowed to make contact with them.
Right.
It's not like that, all right? I mean, they have like regular clothes on, and they're just from indigenous tribes. But that's what Shelley said. She was like, indigenous tribe, what the hell are they doing in an airplane? It's kind of like Mennonites, right? Mennonites go to Walmart.
Well, I was asking, it's like, is this like some white family from Nebraska that crashed?
No. But check this out. So, because it was indigenous children, they
this
knew
isn't as cool then.
They knew the jungle, and they knew what berries to eat. They knew what they climbed into trunks of trees to stay away from snakes and stuff like this. And they used flour from the plane and ate berries, and they were malnourished, granted, but they were fine.
Well, that's good.
And they found them.
It's not
alive,
not
all
as
4 of them,
impressive as if they were from
including an 11-month-old baby.
Lincoln, Nebraska family. That would have been better.
What happened in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Well, no, if that was like some family.
They would. Yeah, we were making jokes that if it was our kids and they got a flat tire in Frisco, they'd be dead in 2 hours.
Yeah, they'd be like, what do I do?
Yeah,
my phone's dead.
They would literally just kind of collapse on the ground and die.
The president Gustavo Petro celebrated the news upon returning from Cuba, where he signed a ceasefire with representatives of the National Liberation Army rebel. He's expected to meet with the children Saturday.
It's such a feel-good story from the standpoint of like, it's kind of like, do you guys remember when the kids got trapped in those caves? Because the
13 kids in like Costa Rica or wherever that was.
I thought it was
Guatemala.
No, I thought it was in Southeast Asia.
I don't know.
It was like Cambodia or something. Remember, it was like a soccer team.
Yes.
You've seen the movie.
I thought it was down in South America somewhere.
Is that where they ate each other?
God,
Chile.
What is your obsession with kids?
There was a movie where there was a plane crash and they ate each other.
Okay, that was the movie Alive.
Let's call it Alive. That did happen.
And that was a soccer team.
That's happen.
what I was thinking.
Well, they ate the dead people. Yeah.
Well, of course they eat the dead people.
Well, they killed them, then they ate.
Oh.
They don't ever eat alive people.
Yes. You
That'd
don't
be
know
weird.
until
You
you're
have
in
to
that
kill them
situation.
first. Then you
I don't know. I wouldn't want to die. I'd be like, hey, man, just eat my leg.
Okay. So you...
Just take a big bite.
Well, there
out
we
of it.
go. Why didn't they do that?
Sacrifice a leg?
I'll heal.
Right. I mean, why don't they just be like, okay, let's draw straws and we'll eat the leg of whoever gets the shortest straw.
We'll knock you out, slice your leg off, and put it on a spit. Actually, they had no fire, so they ate it raw, didn't they?
Well, they said no details were released on how the 4 siblings, age 19, 13, 9, 4, and 11 months, managed to survive on their own for so long.
Well, they do know. If they ate edible berries.
Well, they're knowledgeable.
The kids knew. They freaking knew the jungle. It's amazing. And the girl was the 13-year-old.
So the crash happened in the early hours of May 1st. God bless. 40 days.
40 days. I mean, guys, this is. I know it's tragic that the mom died and the pilot died, but man, these 4 kids coming out of the jungle.
I'd say a movie would get made.
Oh, huge!
Yeah.
And talk about Colombia being like super proud and a great
They said
story.
they had over 150 soldiers that were flown in out to the remote areas. They had local folks out there. It was an incredible search, and they knew those kids were alive because they said they found half-eaten fruit laying around.
That's right. They were
all
just
these clues,
and they were playing a recording of their grandmother saying, "Stay where you are, because if you keep moving, we miss you." And apparently, they missed them by like 100 meters at one point. And a rescue dog that they had let loose in the jungle looking for they said they played with the dog for a while.
Oh, really?
And they can't find. Get this. This is the crazy part. They can't find the dog.
That's funny.
The
dog is eaten.
They found the kids, and the dog's gone.
Here's Spot.
Well, the kids ate the dog.
Maybe they ate him, or a python ate the dog. Who knows?
Also, the dog's gone.
The dog is missing.
Oh, they have a search party for that?
I don't know.
Maybe the kids can find him.
No kidding. I know. I just thought it was a great story. I mean, you don't hear. You know what? Seriously, how many good stories do we hear nowadays?
Yeah, not much. It's kind of like I don't know what happened. Just like was it last week that private jet crashed in, was it Virginia or West Virginia, and the F-16s were scrambled because it was approaching the White House or something like that.
Yes, there was a medical emergency. The pilot died, and it was on auto. Was that on autopilot? Or maybe it was. Anyway, it crashed. Yeah. I mean, and the people on the plane
didn't know.
Did they perish?
No, they couldn't. Yeah, they died.
They all died.
I guess they couldn't get him out. I mean, I don't know if they tried to get him out of the pilot seat and try to help land it. You hear stories where they do that.
Right. But the Air Force scrambled the jets because it was approaching restricted airspace, and they were going to shoot it down because there's footage of, there's a sonic boom over the neighborhood.
Oh, they were like freaking out. People were like, my windows just rattled. I don't know what that was, like an explosion.
Yeah.
Oh, from the F-15?
Twitter was ablaze.
The sonic booms. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was sad. It was a mom and a daughter, and it ended up being some wealthy family or the CEO of somebody's family.
Right. I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, so that was
that is a feel-good story.
But nothing tops the golfer.
What do you mean?
The golfer that he was in that private jet and it lost.
Oh, Payne Stewart.
God, that was crazy.
They just fell asleep and did they end up shooting it or they?
No, it crashed. It ran out of fuel and crashed.
Everyone was dead in there.
They were dead. They were dead.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm kind of. I don't personally care. What bugs me about the this LIV or LVI and PGA
LIV.
merge.
Yep. What does LIV stand for? Do we know?
I heard it's live. I don't know if it means 54.
It doesn't matter. It's.
I don't know. I don't know if it's relevant.
It originates in Saudi Arabia. So it's basically it's a country that suppresses women.
Oh, it's got horrible human rights.
They and it's just
horrible.
Like they kill homosexuals.
It is the Roman numerals for 54. There you go.
But
nicely done.
My point, what I don't get is why aren't the woke folk all up in arms over this? I don't personally care. It's kind of like the NFL.
In other words, why don't they take their fight to the Middle East?
Yeah, I'm just
and to these countries that are horribly oppressive.
Because it doesn't help them.
Well, why not? I mean, they could
because they don't care.
Well, they could start, petitioning, going outside these PGA golf tournaments.
Well, they may now.
I think they should.
They may now, but
frankly, I think it's a bad call. I think it's a bad call to merge with this. I mean, it's just like, what if the NFL were to, the same thing would happen. We get the other NFL, the other football leagues out there. I mean, you can't play both. You got to play one or the other.
Well, PGA doesn't have enough money to keep fighting them. That's the problem.
That's right. And apparently, Trump sent out a text a long time ago and said, they're gonna merge, and if you're smart, you will go ahead and jump ship to LIV because they're gonna merge anyway, and you're gonna be the one person that didn't go get your money.
Right.
And he was right. He was totally right.
Yep. I don't really watch golf, so it doesn't impact me.
It doesn't impact me either, man. But
it doesn't affect me at all.
It's just kind of sad.
Although we have PGA headquarters in our town.
Yeah, well,
Correct.
now we have Saudi Arabia in our town.
So what is the name of it? The combined.
It's still PGA.
Oh, it is. LIV
believe.
just merged into PGA.
From what I understand, they're still going to operate separately.
Interesting. Okay.
So
all right. Well, this is
initially they are anyway.
June 13th. Thank you, Mr. Austin. It's the first half of our show. Dudes Like Us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.